I love music so much. That one is pretty much a given, but one of my favorite things the music does is that it has the power for us to feel so many emotions. It's amazing. We can be having a really bad day, we can put on a song, and we can just have a smile on our faces. It can bring light to a bad day. It can make good days better. It can help us let our anger out. It can make us laugh, and it can make us cry. I know like many of you out there have probably cried to 21 Pilots songs before. Of course, I felt every other emotion underneath the sun, but I know if I want a good cry, I could put on 21 Pilots music, because there are songs that will move me to tears, whether that be driving home after a long day from work, whether that be just in my room secluded all alone in the middle of the night, and or just casually listening, and I'll cry sometimes to that. And well, I know there are 10 21 Pilots songs that I will put on if I want to have a good cry. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, hope you're having a good day today. Hope your day's going well, and hope it continues to go well. I'd love to know your 21 Pilots songs that make you cry down in the comment section below. And or if you have any other ideas for little top 10 lists we can do on the channel, I think that'd be fun. So leave those down in the comment section below as well. Without further ado, here are the 10 21 Pilots songs that make me cry. But before we get into the top 10, I do need to give an honorable mention to a no fun intended song. Yes, technically we can throw it in because it's Tyler Joseph and Tyler wrote it. However, it was pre 21 Pilots, before Josh, before Chris and Nick. So it goes to honorable mention, and that is Tonight. Absolutely love that song. It's my favorite off of No Fun Intended. And I remember listening to all No Fun Intended for the first time last year, but this one in particular, because it was the first time that I've cried on the channel. It was so beautiful, and the second verse of that song just resonates with me. I relate super hard to that second verse, and yeah, I know if it's late at night and I can open the window, see the stars, and just throw Tonight on and just weep for hours on end. But I love Tonight so much. So honorable mention, let's get into the top 10. At number 10, we go to Self-Titled, and go to a controversial one because it's Before You Start Your Day. I said this in my top 10 list last week, is that I've cried to the song because it's so beautiful. Once people get past the one line there that no one likes, it's just super pretty. Super pretty. Just Tyler at a piano with an orchestra string section in there, and I can just close my eyes and get lost to it, and just, it's so pretty. It's so beautiful, including the lyrics. Controversially, the lyrics are okay. But no, it's just very beautiful, and I've cried to it. It's not my go-to cry one, which is why it ranks at 10, but like when it comes on, I'm in the mood to listen to it. Yeah, I'm gonna shed a tear or two. I'll tear up to it, because like I said, just Tyler, a piano, and the string section. All I've ever wanted. At number 9, we stick to Self-Titled, and it's Friend Please. I do not appreciate this song enough. I know this is a lot of people's favorite song off of Self-Titled, and I purposely skip it because I don't want to cry. Musically, it is insanely good, and I love it. Lyrically, it's so beautiful. And I remember really listening to lyrics for the first time. I was at college in a parking lot, no one was around, just putting it on and just started bawling my eyes out, especially when it got to the second verse, and I just lost it. I completely lost it. And just thinking about the lyrics and how I can imagine my friends and myself throughout these lyrics intertwined, and when I want to listen to it and I don't want to cry, I try my best to tune out the lyrics. But when I do listen to the lyrics, I know I'm going to be crying my eyes out. It's such an amazing song, and I don't appreciate it enough. I need to listen to Friend Please more, but I don't want to cry. Coming in at number 8, we stick to Self-Titled. I love Self-Titled so much, and I love Isle of Flightless Birds. Believe it or not, when I first started listening to the non-popular 21 Pilots songs, Isle of Flightless Birds was one of my first ones, and I immediately got hooked thanks to how it sounded musically. But then lyrically, lyrically, heavily related to that song at the time of my life where I was while I was listening to it. Especially that rap section in the middle, where what I was doing in college, there was little bits in that rap that heavily related to my life at that moment. And when I listen to it, it pulls me back to that time in college where I was unsure about my major, what I wanted to do. Listening to it, and just, you know, like, even the end, like that pretty piano outro, crying to that, crying at the intro too, because both are super strong sections, and I've cried to that song I don't know how many times throughout the years. I know I cried that one loads, and I just love that song so much. Love Isle of Flightless Birds. At number 6, we finally move on from Self-Titled and we hop all the way to Trench. It's Neon Gravestones. Arguably, it's one of the most beautiful songs Tyler has ever written. Like, lyrically, it's insanely amazing. Musically, it's beautiful. And like, that piano in that song is just out of this world. And I love it. And that one part of the chorus where it's that higher pitched Neon Gravestones Call My Bones. It kind of sounds like a child. It's really eerie, but I love it. And that bridge wrecks me and then goes into the music bridge. And like, it's just so much power within that. And then the end of the song, it's absolutely insane. I love it. I've cried to that one so much. And I want to learn how to play on piano. I'm very upset with myself I haven't learned how to play on piano. I need to. It's so beautiful. Coming in at number 6, it is Car Radio. Now, this one you wouldn't think of as a crying song. However, if you ever had a long day from work, or just a long day in general, and you've put Car Radio on in your room or on your way home, and you've blasted it and started singing and screaming along to it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There have been times where I just needed Car Radio to let all my emotions out, all my frustrations and anger, sorrow, all of it. And I'll just be screaming. Now we just sit in silence as there's just tears running down my face. And when I hear the song live and see the song live, I cry. And it's insane. One of my favorite 21 Pilots moments live is being at Takeover Tour. And just Car Radio happens, Tyler's gone, and the whole crowd just doing the whoa, whoa, whoa in the dark, and just bawling my eyes as singing that. And just, it's an amazing song. It's an amazing cry song to let you go through a whole bunch of different emotions. And on that same vein, but more so in the cry song ballad realm, it is number 5, Goner. Man, Goner. Such a pretty piano song. One of my first 21 Pilots songs I remember listening to, in fact. And just lyrically, it's simplistic, but it does what it needs to do. It has that impact. It has that message. And just the way it builds is absolutely insane. And just the way, like, it builds up to that climactic ending where it's just so intense, it's so heavy, and it's that last bit screaming, that last call for help, and just pleading at the end of Goner. I love it. And just ending with that one hit chord, just in like all the heaviness stops. I love it. It's such a great song. Such an amazing song, and haven't listened to it in a bit. I need to. I might go do that after this. Then we'll have a good cry. Sticking with piano ballads, number 4, it's Truce. It's one of my favorite songs off of Vessel, and there are days where it's just been a really long day where I just feel defeated, I feel alone, I'll come home, I'll play Truce, whether that be just listening to it or grab my guitar and play my fingerstyle arrangement of it, and I'll just cry. And what always gets me is the second verse, and when Tyler sings, "I hope I'm not my only friend," because oh boy, I feel lonely all the time, and like that part just hits me like a ton of bricks. And I lost it earlier this year when they were doing the Vessel live stream on YouTube, and Tyler switched up the lyrics to "I know I'm not my only friend." Man, that just, it's perfect. And that song will always mean so much to me. And that fingerstyle arrangement, I'll play forever, and I'll cry to it almost every time because it's so good. At number 3, another piano ballad, this time with Josh. It is "Leave the City." Man, I've cried so much to that one. "Leave the City" just rips all of the emotion out of me and just makes me feel. And it's so amazing. Like, there have been many times in my life that since that song came out that I'll listen to it, think about where I'm at, and just the message "Leave the City" resonates with me. There was one time I was doing a little walk around the park, and I was listening to a Spotify. "Leave the City" came on, and when it got to the bridge, the "In Time I'll Leave the City," I just started getting faster and started turning my walk into a faster walk, and then eventually to a sprint, into a full-on run with each "In Time I'll Leave the City." For now, I'll say it live, just like as if I'm just trying to run away and leave where I'm at and go to someplace happier, someplace better. Such an amazing song. Coming in at number 2, we go back to Self-Titled. We go to my favorite 21 Pilots song of all time, "Addict" with a pen. It is one of the most amazing songs Tyler has ever written, in my opinion. It's so beautiful. Musically, it's insane. And I relate to that song so much for a lot of personal reasons that I don't like sharing, and I'm not going to share them in this video as well. But yeah, I cry so much to that. I cry so much. And hearing it live in Pittsburgh for the Icy Tour, insane. As soon as I first heard the Icy Tour set list and I heard Tyler was playing Addict with a pen, I was like, yep, that's going to be the highlight of my life, and still is. Addict with a Pen is my favorite song, and I'll cry to it almost every single time. I love it. But there is one song that'll make me cry every time. And that is number 1, Cancer, the My Chemical Romance cover. I mentioned this last week in my top 10 least favorite 21 Pilots songs. This was number 10, and the reason I said was it makes me cry every single time without fail, and it does, because it's so beautiful. The way Tyler sings it, the instrumental of it, it's insanely good. The My Chemical Romance version does nothing for me, because, I mean, it's weird. So, like, it does nothing for me. But then again, I'm not a huge My Chemical Romance fan. 21 Pilots does it, and I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. Back to back. I think I did compare them back to back before, and like started with the MCR one, and I just didn't cry. And then listening to Tyler's voice, and just sobbing. Every time I listen to it, I will just flood with tears. And it's so good. It's so good. It's so beautiful. And I hate it. I don't listen to it a lot because I know it will make me cry, and I don't want to cry when it's on. So, fun. But anyway, those are my top 10 21 Pilot songs that make me cry. I'd love to know your 21 Pilot songs that make you cry down in the comment section below if you are comfortable sharing, of course. I don't need specific details, but unless you want to share specific details, then go for it. But if you just want to keep it at, yeah, I cried these ones, by all means, go for it. If you have any other ideas of different top 10 videos we can do on the channel, that'd be pretty fun. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow for Justin Listens To, and I think we're gonna have a good cry. See you all later. Goodbye, and good day. More importantly, have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye.